Some upgrades are predictable. A slightly better camera here, a brighter display there, and boom, another new flagship phone. But every few years, something shifts. You can just feel it. Like the entire smartphone world takes a deep breath before doing something bold. And that's exactly where Samsung is right now. The Galaxy S26 lineup isn't just their next release, it's their statement piece. Their "we're back" moment. Everything about this series feels like Samsung is quietly rewriting the flagship rulebook. And it starts with the S26 Ultra. Hey everyone, Sam here. Welcome back. If you love staying ahead of the curve on all things tech, don't forget to hit like, share this video, and subscribe for more deep dives like this one. Alright, let's get into it, because this one's wild. The Galaxy S26 Ultra isn't playing by the usual annual upgrade script. Samsung's shaking off the routine, ditching the unnecessary models, and tightening the focus. No Edge, no Pro Max, style confusion, just S26, S26 Plus, and S26 Ultra, clean, confident, and almost minimalist. But that's not where things get exciting. The real jaw-dropper is what's happening inside, where Samsung's engineers have basically gone rogue and rebuilt the heart of the Ultra from scratch. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this might be the biggest leap Samsung has made in years. Let's start with the display, because that's the first thing you notice before you even unlock the phone. According to multiple early reports, Samsung's cooking up the brightest smartphone display in history. Not slightly brighter, not a little better in sunlight. We're talking 35% more brightness, all while being 40% more power efficient and 40% tougher. Let that sink in. The same screen that outshines direct sunlight now sips less battery doing it. That's the kind of engineering that makes you go, how did they even do that? The colors, contrast, and HDR depth reportedly make last year's S25 Ultra look outdated, and that's saying something. You'll actually see the difference every single day, whether you're watching a movie or just scrolling TikTok. But here's where the story takes a twist. While Samsung's out there building the best display ever made, the rest of the industry is still obsessed with bezels, chasing millimeters like it's a beauty contest. Oppo and OnePlus are apparently going for blink and it's gone thin borders. But Samsung? They've decided to stop chasing vanity metrics. They're going for immersion. Because when your screen looks like a floating piece of glass with perfect balance and clarity, who cares about a half millimeter of border? That's the mindset shift happening right now. And it's honestly refreshing. Now, the part that's making every tech insider double take. The new Exynos 2600 chip. Yeah, I know. Exynos hasn't exactly been a fan favorite name for a while. But this time feels different. According to insiders, Samsung's next-gen processor might actually outperform Apple's A19 Pro and Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 Elite, something we haven't been able to say in years. Early benchmarks hint that the Exynos 2600 could be 6 times faster in AI performance than Apple's chip. 6 times? That's not catching up, that's hitting turbo and vanishing in the rearview mirror. And it's not just AI. CPU gains are up around 15%, GPU jumps are a massive 75%, and it's rumored to have 30% faster neural processing than Snapdragon's best. But numbers are only half the story. The real magic is in how Samsung pulled this off. They've redesigned the chip's internal structure, separating the modem from the main processor, a move that frees up thermal and power headroom for the CPU and GPU to stretch their legs. Combine that with Samsung's new 2nm process, which, by the way, is reportedly performing better than anyone expected, and you've got a chip that's faster, cooler, and finally competitive again. For years, Exynos was the underdog story that never quite landed. Now, it might just be Samsung's redemption arc, and this isn't just about raw power. The integration of on-device AI could completely change how you use the phone. Think real-time image enhancements, smarter multitasking, and an adaptive interface that actually learns you, not just your usage. We're heading into an era where AI doesn't just live in the cloud, it lives in your pocket. And Samsung wants to lead that charge. Now, about that delay everyone's talking about. Yeah, the Galaxy S26 lineup was expected in January, but insiders say we might be waiting till March. Normally, delays mean issues, but this time, it might actually be a good sign. Word is, Samsung's taking extra time to fine-tune the hardware and production, especially around the Exynos chip and display. And there's another twist, the rumored cancellation of the Edge model. Apparently, the S25 Edge didn't sell quite as well as hoped, so Samsung's pivoting back to the Trident True Plus variant. It's a bold move, but it shows they're listening to what customers actually want instead of doubling down on branding experiments. Behind the scenes, Samsung's also rethinking its materials. The S26 Ultra's frame is reportedly moving to an advanced titanium alloy blend, lighter, tougher, and more resistant to micro-bending than last year's model. It's one of those changes that doesn't sound flashy, but it feels premium the second you hold it. Combine that with a refined S Pen design, and this phone's shaping up to feel like a true professional tool, not just a spec sheet showpiece. Now, let's talk cameras, because, come on, it's Samsung. Rumors suggest the S26 Ultra's main sensor will stay at 200 megapixels, but it's not about the number anymore. It's about the algorithm. Samsung's new eye-assisted image pipeline reportedly improves low-light shots by up to 45%, cuts processing lag in half, and even adjusts exposure dynamically in video recording to keep faces perfectly lit. Think of it as your camera reading the scene as you record, reacting in real time like a smart cinematographer. That's the kind of invisible innovation that makes the experience feel magical. And honestly, all these little pieces add up to something bigger. Samsung isn't chasing trends this year, they're setting them. They're simplifying names, refining designs, focusing on core experiences, and pushing real engineering boundaries again. It feels like the Samsung that used to shock us is finally back. The one that made us say, yeah, that's why I buy Galaxy. Of course, it's not just about Samsung. The competition's heating up fast. Apple's already deep in A19 territory, and Google's making bold moves with Tensor AI integration. But the fact that Samsung's delay might be because they're actually fine-tuning something game-changing, that says a lot. They're not rushing to market. They're making sure when the Galaxy S26 Ultra finally lands, it's untouchable. So yeah, maybe we wait a little longer, a few more months of teasers, leaks, and speculation. But if the end result is a Galaxy S26 Ultra with a display that outshines the sun, a chip that outsmarts Apple, and AI that feels genuinely next-gen, then I'd say that wait might just be worth it. Because this isn't just about another smartphone. It's about Samsung reminding the world who built the modern flagship game and proving they can still lead it. And if they pull this off, we might just be looking at the phone that redefines Samsung's next decade.